Hi, so this week you will be working on the financial accounting assignment, SAP assignment. So just like before starting any other hands-on assignment, I'm sure that you are reading the chapter, the slides, going over the video that I posted relevant to the slide on financial accounting. Of course, you must have already realized by now, that is if you've read the chapter 3 on financial accounting, that it includes concepts related to financial accounting and managerial accounting. Now, the key difference between financial accounting and managerial accounting is financial accounting is for reporting for external purposes, reporting for government agencies, audit agencies, whereas managerial accounting is for internal reporting purposes, what the management wants you to report or likes you to report. Having said that, this is the assignment on financial accounting. The next assignment is on managerial accounting, the one after this. So let's focus on financial accounting. And here, just like any other assignment, you're given the scenario that you need to process a complete accounts payable within financial accounting for the company GBI. And before you can post any accounts payable invoices, master data has to be maintained. And within this assignment, you will create necessary general ledger and create a vendor. Afterwards, you will post invoice and verify changes on your accounts. Okay. Now, create bank accounts in the general ledger. So what you're doing here is you're creating a bank accounts in your GL. Okay. And this is the first step. Then the next step is create a reconciliation account in the general ledger. So you're creating basically different accounts in your general ledger. Okay. Now you create then an expense account in your general ledger. Again, this is another different type of account. And then you create a cost element for expense account. Of course, when you talk about an expense account, it is associated with the cost element, and that's what you are doing or creating in number 4. Then you create a vendor master record for the landlord. Basically, the landlord is the one that you need to pay the rent or where the transactions are going to happen, the money transaction. And then you, in number 6, you post transfer of funds to another bank account. This is done to bring in some complexity to this assignment, and you will understand why. And then once you have transferred the funds, you will review the funds in number 7. Then you create an invoice receipt for the expense for the rent that you're paying to your landlord. And when I talk about landlord, keep in mind that this is a scenario where your transaction is with a landlord. GBI company's transaction is with the landlord. A shop's description and invoice received from Cardinal Properties for this month's rent of $1,500. So you're paying your landlord some kind of rent, and for that you create an invoice receipt. This invoice will be posted to your GL expense account because this is for the GBI company an expense. It's a rent expense, it's an expense account, so obviously it will be posted in the expense account in your chart of accounts and saved as accounts payable to Cardinal Properties. That are Cardinal Properties here are, remember, the landlords. Okay. So number 9, you display, you review the general ledger account balances and individual line items, and then you display and review accounts payable balances and individual line items. So 9 and 10 is kind of you reviewing everything that you have done so far. And then finally, once you've reviewed everything looks good, you post the payment to your landlord, that is Cardinal Properties. Issue and payment to Cardinal Properties to settle accounts payable for this month's rent for GBI company. The journal entry is made to your accounts payable for Cardinal Properties and to the bank checking account in the general ledger. Okay. Then display general ledger account balances, display review account payable and balances, and the run for financial statement. So essentially, this assignment is the financial accounting assignment, and like I said, the main purpose of financial accounting is for reporting purpose, reporting to the external agency. So if you're a publicly traded company, you have to report all your finances all throughout the year to SEC, that is the Securities and Exchange Commission. So you have to maintain a track of what's going on, how much you have, what are your expenses, what are your profits, what are your revenues, all that thing. So SAP allows you to do all that, obviously. And this assignment is a snapshot of how SAP facilitates financial accounting transactions. Okay. Now, as I said, the first 4 steps are all creating accounts, and then Number 1 to 4 are all creating accounts, and then number 5, you create a vendor for the landlord. So here the landlord is a cardinal properties, called cardinal properties, that you're paying rent to, you as the GBI company. You create that, and then you start transferring the money in number 6, and then you review the transfer funds and so on and so forth. So it's a very logical assignment. As you see, you think of a financial transaction, how are you going to record it, how are you going to maintain all the transactions, all the data, and this is an assignment that shows you how SAP enables you to do that. Okay, with that said, keep in mind again that read the chapter. Okay, chapter 3 on financial accounting and managerial accounting is very important for you to understand key concepts. Okay, what is general ledger, what is an expense account, what's a cost element, why are you doing what you're doing, and things like what are the elements in the master data, things of that nature. Very important to understand. Okay, good luck with the assignment.